We're joined now by legal expert and attorney Khumisi Kganare, who is joining me on the screen as we speak. Khumisi, as we look into this, the deadline for the Zuma camp, you could say, to decide whether or not they intend to oppose the urgent interdict. Your guess?
My guess is they are going to indicate their intention to oppose President Ramaphosa's urgent application. I think that goes without saying. The former president prefers sorting out his issues in court in many instances. Yes.
A comment on the basis of an urgent interdict application and how the President Cyril Ramaphosa, will need to persuade the court that it's in the interests of justice to hear this matter on an urgent basis. Can you just explain what kind of arguments he would need to make in order to do so?
I think maybe the important thing really to start off with is the purpose of urgent proceedings. In terms of the law, we know that it's to enable court to assist the litigant in circumstances where a litigant wouldn't necessarily, obtain relief in the ordinary course. So you would be forced to approach court on an urgent basis, and basically you're saying to court, look, please bear with me so far as, the rules that regulate these sort of proceedings are concerned, where timelines, have to be abided by, where you have to comply with a number of things. Please, for this, particular issue, can you please hear us very quickly? And there would be four things that, the current president would have to, establish the requirements, about four. One being that he needs to establish a clear right that he has in respect of this whole issue. And then there's going to be irreparable harm if he is not assisted by court in this regard. And also, the balance of convenience in his favor that, the interim or whatever, this urgent relief is given to him. And that lastly, if he is not given relief in this way, there is no way in which he will, obtain relief in other ways. Be it through ordinary course going to court. So those are mainly, the things that President Ramaphosa would have to argue for him to be granted this, urgent relief that he seeks against President Zuma.
Yes, so we have today for the former president to indicate his intention to oppose. President Cyril Ramaphosa has given the date of the 10th of January for an actual court hearing. And then, of course, there's the date of the 19th of January, which is the date from former President Jacob Zuma for the president to appear in the same court on a summons, which has been the cause of much consternation. What is your view on if indeed that is a defective summons, whether or not the current president would need to appear in court if this urgent interdict were to fail?
Yes, I mean, this interim, if you may, we have what you call issues within the main issue. So this process that President Ramaphosa is embarking on is mainly, addressing an issue that's related to the main issue, and the main issue being appearing in court on the 19th of January to go and, answer to the charges that he is facing coming from the private prosecutor, former President Zuma in this instance. So the process that they are embarking on is a make or break process, if you may. If President Ramaphosa is successful in dealing with this issue now, that is, if he gets, an order in his favor, granting him urgent relief, automatically the process that needs to unfold on the 19th of January will essentially fall off, because, the main issue in what President Ramaphosa is doing now is that he is challenging the very center of what should be happening or unfolding on the 19th of January going forward, which is the summons that were issued, which is, certificates nolle prosequi that are involved in this issue. So if he's successful with this process, automatically, then he would not have to appear on the 19th of January, except perhaps just to go and explain that these were the issues that we addressed in respect of this process, and I was successful. As a result, the matter has to be withdrawn, and there will be, issues of course. If he fails, then he has to go and appear on the 19th of January next year.
Thank you. Khumisi, in terms of the actual process of obtaining a summons, can you just give us a quick dummy's guide in the case of a private prosecution, presuming you have a credible nulli prosecui that names the relevant person or persons you seek to privately prosecute, that's gone through all the relevant hoops. How then do you get a summons? Who do you go to, and how is it issued?
I mean, it's also a court process, if you may, in the background. And the purpose of issuing summons, and we're talking summons now because it's the High Court. If it was a lower court, summons relate to the Magistrates Court. If it was in the High Court, it's normally called a writ. So in this instance, you would obviously have to have a certificate, nolle prosequi, for which you will then have to approach court. And one of the ways to secure attendance of an accused person in court